Good morning, judges and ladies and gentlemen. I am Jade Wu JiaHui. I am Miss Cosmo Singapore. I actually am an entrepreneur in education and daily life. So in my slides, you might see some elements of that. So for me, I wanted to start with what is happening in my own country. I come from Singapore, and we're actually a very water-stressed country, meaning that water is very scarce in my country. So if we go to the next slide, we can take a look at what Singapore River used to look like. So first I'll be talking about the river cleanup. So the Singapore River actually had a 10-year-long cleanup. Then about NEWater, our solution to our water scarcity, think green. So my idea of what we can do, something that is currently under R&D, and lastly some precautionary steps. So in 1977, Singapore was only just independent, and what happened is that to create economy boost, we actually caused a lot of pollution in our river. So the next slide is what it looks like currently, because we spent 10 years and a lot of hard work to get our river to look much more clean. Alright, so this is what it looks like now, and it attracts a lot of tourists. So what is NEWater? If we go to the next page, we're actually able to see that we take 3 steps to create water from our water waste. So from wastewater, we actually create clean water through our technology, and currently 40% of our water that's being used in Singapore is actually from this technology. By 2060, we hope that 55% will be this technology. So my idea, so the next page, we'll look at my idea, which is the think green. So the next page would actually be my idea, which is the biochar. Biocharcoal is actually what we use in a lot of our processes where we clean water from our wastewater. And then what I want to do is actually turning wastewater into biochar. So it's almost beautiful because this is a cyclical way of creating clean water, be able to reduce the cost of having clean water, be able to create more clean water. So from what you have and what you wasted, you're creating more and more instead of us just constantly using and depleting our sources. So actually, I think this idea is not just for Singapore, but actually for my region, which is Southeast Asia, because we are all water scarce, and I hope that we're able to create more availability of clean water to all the people in the region and possibly around the world. And lastly, some precautionary steps I would like to take is to make sure that our technology is completely safe before we implement it, so that we still preserve the wildlife, because we are surrounded by our oceans, and our oceans are very essential to us. And then to avoid contaminating any water sources, as well as create enough land and enough water reservoirs as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Cosmo Singapore.
I love Singapore.
Thank you.
I have many times go there, and I love the way government do for protect the environment. I think that's Singapore is just the islands, but another country so big, so we can to do before start to do for the protect environment by the citizen mindset, how we change this.
So I think one of the very important things where my role comes in when this project is with a group of bioengineers is that for me, I'm an educator by nature, and I think education and creating social awareness is very important. Having this environmental change when it comes to water actually not only helps the environment, but also the economy. I'm not sure how much people know about biochar, but biochar is actually quite essential and one of the newest and upcoming technologies when it comes to saving water, when it comes to reducing carbon emission. So it sounds like such a perfect item, however, it is very, very expensive. So for me, I think that what's important is to work with the government, help them understand first that, hey, this is a very important investment. Being successful in the R&D of this product, being able to turn wastewater into something that's so essential, so precious to us, can actually help you reduce the cost of purchasing it from the limited resources that are currently available. And then after that, I think it's important to help the citizens, to help the people who are learning about this understand why we actually need this. To help young children actually aspire to become scientists in the future. I think currently we're very distracted with social media, with entertainment, and we sometimes lack the focus on what is actually important in life. So I think that creating this kind of environment helps the communities understand, because this doesn't only help the government, it doesn't only help our waters, it helps the people. And when people understand that, they're more inclined to learn about it, to work for it, and to create a better future together. Thank you.
Should governments prioritize habitat preservation or species conservation? 10 seconds for you to think. 60 seconds start now.
For me, I think that these both actually go hand in hand. I think related to the topic that I was talking about just now, when it comes to our waters, our seas, the habitat preservation depends on our species conservation. So example, coral reefs, they are actually currently depleting, and I think that's a very serious issue. We need to have these coral reefs safe and actually create more of them, because they keep our shores safe. They prevent these water disasters that we've been seeing so often in the news nowadays. The other thing is not even just water. If we go to the land, we are currently facing bees depletion. Bees, they don't seem so important to us because we don't face them in our everyday lives. However, bees actually are the ones who help us grow a greener earth and help us maintain our availability of crops, our availability of food, and our availability of our beautiful sceneries. So I think both are equally important. Thank you.